Blessed be the name of the Lord. Today we are reading the chapters 1 to 5 from the book of Job. Some of you may wonder, we started reading Genesis, but now we have moved to Job. Why is that? From Genesis chapter 12 onwards, the focus shifts to the family of Abraham. It is believed that Abraham and Job were contemporaries. While Abraham lived in Canaan, Job lived in the land of Uz near Edom. Therefore, we read the book of Job here, and after completing it, we will continue with Genesis from chapter 12. In Job 1, Job is introduced as a righteous and God fearing man, richly blessed. But in heaven, a spiritual conversation takes place. Satan questions Job's faith. God allows him to be tested. Suddenly, Job's life collapses. He loses his wealth and his children. Yet, Job worships God. What do we learn from this? The realization that nothing we have truly belongs to us gives us the grace to stand firm even in loss. True faith is the faith that remains even when blessings are taken away. It is when blessings are lost that genuine faith is revealed. There is an unseen spiritual battle. When life suddenly falls apart, choose prayer instead of complaint. Even if everything is lost, faith must remain. In Job 2, the testing goes deeper. Job's body is afflicted with disease. Even his wife urges him to curse God. But Job stands firm. His friends come and sit with him in silence. Here we see that God sets limits to suffering. Sometimes, more than words, the presence of others becomes his great strength. Even in pain, do not lose your integrity. When others suffer, offer your presence rather than explanations. In Job 3, Job breaks his silence. He curses the day of his birth and expresses deep sorrow, questioning his very existence. Job openly pours out his pain. This teaches us that faith does not mean hiding our pain. True spirituality is being honest before God, being real before God, without pretending that everything is fine, is an essential part of true faith. In Job 4, Eliphaz begins to speak. He suggests that suffering does not come without cause and implies that Job must have sinned. Human understanding of God can be limited and sometimes mistaken. He presents suffering as the result of sin, but this is a narrow view. Not everything has a simple explanation. These truths apply to our lives today as well. At times, we may not find clear reasons for our suffering. In such moments, it is important to stand firm in faith without blaming God. When others suffer, we must approach them with compassion, not judgment. In Job 5, Eliphaz continues his speech. He presents suffering as God's discipline and urges Job to return to God. While God does discipline, not all suffering can be explained so simply. We must not make quick conclusions about life's struggles. Seek God with humility, but do not assume that every problem is a direct result of sin. Finally, these chapters remind us faith built on blessings will not last, but faith rooted in God will endure. True faith is the one that holds on to God even in suffering. Therefore, in whatever situation we may be, may God give us the grace to trust Him, to be honest before Him, and to stand firm in faith. Amen.